Hey there gals, it's me, Coco Gal. Yeah, I'm kind of sort of back. If you are from TikTok, welcome. I haven't filmed a YouTube video in 6 months, so I'm gonna talk about that first. And if you don't want to hear it, skip to this part of the video. Yeah. So I really want to apologize to all of my YouTube subscribers and to anyone who's looking forward to a video. I just left YouTube, I stopped filming and just didn't make any announcements. I didn't say anything. I just left. And that was, I only realized recently that that was really uncool and just not okay for me to do. You know, like I know it's not a big deal to some, but recently because of the people that have been supporting me so much, I just realized that that was, you know, I just dropped people that were supporting me basically. That's what I did. So I'm really sorry about that. I don't have any excuses. I do have reasons that I'm going to share with you, but they're not excuses at all. You know, I just feel the need to share. So the first reason was that I had a project going on with my career, so I was too busy to film YouTube. And yes, I was filming TikTok, but it was an outlet for me and it was so much easier than filming YouTube, and I'll talk more about that later. The second thing is that my desire to film YouTube videos was just going down and it was just non-existent, honestly. If you notice, I was putting out videos less and less, and I was only putting out videos with friends. So yeah, because of the pandemic and quarantine, I couldn't put out any videos because those were the only kind of videos I wanted to put out. But outside of that, I didn't have any ideas for YouTube videos. I didn't really want to come up with ideas. I didn't have any content or anything like that. So that's why I stopped filming YouTube. I basically didn't want to anymore, and to me that's fine. You know, I don't feel guilty about that, but I do feel guilty about not saying anything or explaining. So yeah, there's that. I'm sorry, I really am. But I'm back. Not that that makes up for me not saying anything, but I plan to just film a video here once a month because this doesn't feel like a big hobby or passion of mine anymore. But because of TikTok, that's actually why I'm back. So now let's talk about that. So on TikTok, what happened was that I just made a TikTok as a joke, okay? There were so many funny videos and I was like, let's download TikTok so we could watch more funny videos. And then I made my first TikTok videos to irritate Michael, and it was just so fun to do, and it was just so easy compared to coming up with content for YouTube videos. Like honestly, everything on TikTok has come very just naturally to me, just for fun, literally. And I just don't expect anything from it. But here we are. Apparently I have followers, there's people who like my videos, there's people who comment, and people who went from TikTok to my Instagram and asked me questions and asked me for advice. And I think it has very much a lot to do with how I've changed my Gyaru style and how I've very much become a seasoned Gyaru versus a baby gal. So let's talk about that, how my makeup has like a little bit more seasoning to it, I guess. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually the makeup, because that's where, I mean, I've improved on all fronts, but the makeup was probably the hardest thing for me to figure out. So one thing is my contact lenses. I used to use just plain brown lenses for some reason. I have brown eyes, but they had sparkles in them, and I used to cosplay and it was a total weeb, and I wanted the sparkles and they were just brown. And then my Gyaru circle was like, get something with color in them, Co. And I was like, okay. And I found green and gray contact lenses that have sparkles in them because I'm still a weeb and I need to have that, okay? But you don't have to have contact lenses to be Gyaru. I just like them, and they're also prescription for me. So that's another reason why I wear them. Just get my little puppy. But you don't need lenses to be gal. And also they're circle lenses. They're not just normal colored lenses. They actually are a bigger diameter than normal lenses. And moving on with my eyes, the other thing that I changed, which heavily affected my makeup game, are my lashes themselves. So my top lashes is what we're gonna focus on first. So I used to use the cheap eBay lashes that come in like a white box, which are fine. You can actually finesse them. Jupitan, who is my Gyaru circle leader, she actually just glues them together and stacks them up. Sometimes she's wearing like 6 pairs of lashes. It's wild. But I just had a hard time doing that. So I just moved on and started buying like branded, you know, official ones. So iMazing is a Japanese brand, very popular for Gyaru makeup. Unfortunately, they don't make them anymore. Like, they still exist on the internet, but once they're gone, they're gone. They're not in production. So this is lash style number 1, but you don't have to get these old dead stock lashes. You can very much find spiky Gyaru style lashes anywhere. If you look hard enough in Walmart, if you look online, there are so many resources. I know that there's Yureikaz, which Jupitan recommended to me. Their lashes are like $5 and they look amazing. Cocoa Lashes is what Kaylin uses for my circle. I'll link them down below. But yeah, these are very accessible. While spiky lashes aren't mainstream, they're still a thing that exists today. The more difficult part is actually the bottom lashes. So I'm holding up the same box, but let me open them up. So these were the bottom lashes I used to use. Like, I don't know if you could see them right there. Those are the bottom lashes I used to use. But as you can see, they're pretty short and they're not stylized, and they even look flat. They don't really have that curve. So that's where it gets a bit more difficult, because you have to buy bottom lashes and they're not accessible. And you don't have to buy them, but I'm saying you have to buy them online from specific sources. You can't just find them at Walmart. They're not a very popular mainstream thing to do. And because of the specific Gyaru style, you can't just buy bottom lashes that these cosplayers use, or these bottom lashes that these amazing makeup artists use. Like, they might not look gal, okay? So the ones I'm currently using are called Playgirl lashes, and they're just so cute and I love them. And they're a lot more stylized. They look so much nicer compared to the cheap lashes on eBay. And another thing is, I also use diamond lashes. I didn't keep the box for some reason, but they're also like a popular Gyaru brand. Both of these still exist, Playgirl and Diamond, but they're more popular lashes, and the ones they actually continue to produce are very soft natural girl lashes versus these ones. They don't really make them anymore, but you can still find them. So that's with that part of my eye makeup. Moving on to my eyebrows, I changed my eyebrow shape entirely. Not entirely, I'm being a bit dramatic, but my eyebrows used to be pretty pointy, and I used to do them very Instagram-y, you know, pretty thick and just mainstream style. But because I'm going for a 90s look, I do them with just softer eyeshadows, and it's not a main focus for me. They kind of blend in with my face, in my opinion. And yeah, I took away the points. I used to have pointy eyebrows, but they're gone now. And speaking of my eyebrows, I now do a nose contour, and I have a whole nose stripe thing going on, which I didn't have before at all. Like, I didn't have any nose highlight, I didn't have any nose contour, or at least nose highlight that would show up. And I started doing it during SAC Anime, because during SAC Anime I kind of felt the confidence to do something extreme, because it's an anime convention, you know? So for my nose contour, and also my under eye makeup, which is, you know, I'll talk about that next too. I use just a NYX jumbo pencil. I've always used the same thing, NYX jumbo pencil, that's it. But then I also contour with just normal brown eyeshadow. I use the same shade for my nose contour to my eyebrows because it's connected. But if you don't like this extreme style of Gyaru, and sometimes I don't either, like some days I just want to dress up cutesy, but I still want my nose highlight to be like popping out there, that's what makes it gal. I just put on the nose stripe and then I just blend it out, no contouring or anything whatsoever, and that really helps. And then for my under eye makeup, sorry it's bright again, the camera, but yeah, I have a bigger like white under eye makeup going on, and I don't know if you can see, but I have a brown stripe going on under here too. It's a thing I've been seeing that a lot of Japanese gals do, specifically, I forgot what her name is, I'll put her up here, but I really like how she does her makeup, and I started noticing her and that she did that, so then I started doing that as well. And another thing, it's a minor detail, but I changed my lash glue as well. I used to cry off my eyelashes all the time, but DUP lashes, first of all, they come with a lash brush, and I once cried for 4 hours in Gyaru style makeup and they did not come off. I still had to use makeup remover to get them off. They would not budge, so that's something else I changed. And the last thing that really helps, like make your look more extreme and more Gyaru than anything, are press-on nails. My gosh, I had no interest until I joined my circle with Jupitan, like using wildly long nails. Like they just really upped her game. Here, this is one of the more recent ones I got. Will this show up? I don't know. I'm trying. But this is by Lorai. Lorai Lee on Etsy, on Instagram. She is actually a retired Gyaru, or like an ex-Gyaru. So that's why I think she's so good at making these nails. But they help just make my look complete, really. Like, my nails are long right now and they're painted, but like this 3D embellishments and all that stuff, it's amazing and it's totally worth it because they last long and all that stuff. But yeah, those are kind of the main things that help change my Gyaru style. The other thing is my fashion and my clothing. My cowboy hat just became a signature for me because I'm actually hiding my very, very bad wig style because I don't style my wigs at all, period. So I just put a hat to cover them up and it's just become my thing now. And then when it comes to the outfits, it's just over time I just realized what looks good on me versus what doesn't, and just how I want to look more 90s than anything. One thing I stopped wearing was high-waisted shorts just because of the look I'm trying to achieve. Like, I really want to look 90s, and back then they didn't have high-waisted shorts, okay? And then just, I like neon bright colors on me. I think they look really nice on my skin. The whole reason I got into Gyaru is because it was very empowering as a brown Asian, growing up with colorism, and a style that kind of appreciates and likes brown skin. So yeah, just things that make my skin color pop is what makes me happy now, and I incorporate that into my style all the time. But other times I want to dress all princessy and cute, or like Raku and all that stuff. But yeah, this is kind of, with the clothes, I can't really give you much advice besides experimenting. Same thing with the makeup. I gave you all that advice, and just experiment and try it out for yourself. Another thing, a very important pointer, is going on Facebook, joining Sekai no Gyarusa or Gyarusa of the World on Facebook. It's a group page and there's all the gals from all around the world on there. Like, almost all of them are on there, like literally. And you could just post pictures of your makeup and your outfit and ask for constructive criticism. That's honestly how I started. Like, I started my makeup change. I started posting pictures of my selfies on there asking for advice, and then I joined my Gyaru circle, which made it easier for me because I had the same people, just the same two people just offering me advice, versus on the Facebook page there's a lot of different people, which is fine, it's super helpful, but for me that was just overwhelming. And there's also a Discord also, which you make friends on there, versus the Facebook page. You can also make friends on there too, but then again, there's a lot of people, versus the Discord. It's only a few people are on it at the same time because of the time differences, and it gets lost in the chat, which is great because then I'm kind of nervous about my stuff. But yeah, there's lots of online resources, there's lots of gals to become friends with to give you advice, so that really helped me out and up my game. Like, for example, I used to only use this much bottom lash. I would cut it and only use this much. I was too scared to use a full strip of lash because I thought it looked weird on me. Imagine, right? It looks immaculate today. But I think that's it for my video. Please look forward to the video next month, which is about Gyaru tips for baby gals, or if you're starting gal, something like that. I don't know the title. And I'm also gonna have a little giveaway going on for my faithful subscribers and you TikTok followers. But yeah, look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks. Bye.